Hi everyone, and welcome to another installment of Life and Metaphysics YouTube video. Still trying to get the hang of it. This is only the second or third video I've made, but I hope so far we're learning some concepts and learning some new ways of thinking. Now, I had a conversation recently based on Odung and readings and some of the concepts of Santeria, and I want to go over a basic fact, a basic issue that we believe here in Santeria. And it's basically where evil comes from, where evil stems from. Many people think that evil doesn't exist. Many people think that, evil is something that was man-made, or it wasn't meant to come to earth. Other people believe that evil came from Adam and Eve eating the apple. Where evil comes from, according to our belief system, is our need for immediate gratification. Basically, psychology speaks of the id, the ego, and the superego. In Santeria, those essences can be translated to three deities. Albita, which is similar to the devil. Chango, he was a great king, a supreme ruler. And Orula, which is the owner of divination and higher thinking. So, when you're a baby and you are hungry, you cry. When you're wet, you cry because you need immediate gratification. Because when you are an infant, time is important because your body is developing and growing, and if it doesn't have its basic needs met at a certain amount of time, it could lead to mortality or something similar. So God was able to create an alarm system where the baby screams and cries when they don't get their way. So that is basically the id, the need for immediate gratification. Many of us know people that will do the same way. They do the same thing, and they're not babies. They're in their 30s, and they need to have that immediate gratification. I need this now. I need this person now. And if I don't get the person, I'm gonna do voodoo and I'm gonna do witchcraft and I'm gonna come after them. But at the end of the day, losing your patience and having that desperation, that need, kind of becomes counterproductive because you're so desperate to get this or to get there, to receive this or to get there. Sometimes we block our own blessings. And sometimes we find that God is just making a way because these things aren't meant for us. We're meant for something better. And so we need to kind of let the Orishas do what they gotta do, and we gotta sit back a little bit and, have more patience. But okay, so back to evil, back to the concept of evil. So the id, the need for immediate gratification, is the concept of the devil. The devil, evil, bad, it all comes from us wanting something now. It all comes from the lack of patience, from the lack of being able to wait, from the lack of saying, negotiating. So that's that. The ego. So the ego is, let's negotiate. Let's work things out. Okay, Mom, I want a sandwich. Your mom makes a sandwich and you eat instead of you screaming at the top of your lungs because you're hungry. That way you just say, hey, I want this. You get it, and it's over. I want to buy a house. I pay my bills. I get good credit. I'm able to buy a house. I would like to travel somewhere. In order to do that, you go ahead and you get your passport and you figure things out. You're able to do it. So it is more of a negotiation. It shows you social acceptance. It shows you that you can't just run outside naked because you're hot. It tells you how to be able to kind of live in society and work things out to where you can negotiate things and it's beneficial on both levels. You do your homework, you get good grades. You work, you get a paycheck. It's socialization. It's regular, normal, the way we live our day-to-day life. Higher learning comes from Orula. Orula is the Orisha of divination. Higher learning is love, friendship, wanting to be accepted. It's more of they're more you kind of get there when you get older. The wanting to be accepted, or they're not caring about acceptance. Having your priorities a certain way. I remember when I was in my early 20s, going out every weekend and hanging out with my friends was such a priority. Now I could care less because I'm more focused on building my career, building myself. So as we get older, those priorities changed, and our superego takes over and shows us that certain things really aren't as important as we thought they were at one point. I know that, you're a teenager and you can't go to the movies because your parents don't let you and it's like the world's about to end. Now we look back and it doesn't matter. So, it's basically the concept of evil. Making sure that we are not reacting like our need for immediate gratification. When we start feeling that desperation, we have to step back and say, hey, we're giving into to this negativity. We're giving into this bad energy that isn't going to help us. In order for us to be able to attain that higher level of consciousness, we need to stop and negotiate with ourselves and say, hey, is this worth it or is it not worth it? But the most important thing we need to get is a little bit more patience, a little bit more understanding, and just take things step by step. A very good friend of mine who had a Batala crown, he passed away. He said there are no problems. There's just solutions. And so we just have to find the solution for that circumstance that we're in, instead of letting the circumstance overwhelm us and fill us up with all this energy that's just going to clog our minds and not help us navigate through the situation. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. God bless, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave it at the bottom of the video. Have a great day.